Hi guys! Welcome to another research video with me, Mrs. Bads. And in today's video, I'm going to discuss with you some tips on how to start smart in doing your research output, your performance task for this semester. So if you are from STEM 1201 to 1210, I already made several videos specifically made for your strand. But this video is for all, generally. If you're watching this and if you're from different strand, you are very much welcome. I hope you learned from this video. And if you are a STEM from my school, 1201 to 1210, watch out for the surprise for you at the end of this video. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Okay, so let's start. SMART is an acronym. It stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound or time-framed. So let's start with S, being specific. So S, you have to be specific by having clearly defined variables, population, and setting. So what are your variables? I will make a quick recap on the variables. Since you will be making a basic research, we will only require you an independent and dependent variables. So first off, we have an independent So first off, we have an independent variable. So what is an independent variable? It is something that you don't have so much control of. Okay, again, something na hindi mo mababago. For example, the age of your respondent. It's hard, di ba? How can you change the age? The sex, it's only male and female for sex. Kapag gender, yun yung marami, okay? The LGBTQ++. But, for example, sex, male and female. Pag sinuot yun ang respondent, you cannot change that fact, okay? Another is family income. How can you change the family income of your respondents? Bibigyan mo ng trabaho ang tatay niya, okay? Next is distance ng bahay niya sa school. Papag-dorm mo siya. So, these are the things that you cannot control. Okay, this is your independent variable, something that stands alone. Another example of that is the health status. One of your respondents have a low health status, then you cannot change that. Tama? So that is an independent variable. Things that you don't have much control of, it stands alone. Next, dependent variables. When you say dependent variable, it refers to the things that is dependent. Nakasalalay siya sa isang bagay. Let's say, the academic performance. Maraming sinasandalan ang academic performance, right? Your academic performance is dependent on so many factors. For example, si health status. Kung healthy, ano ang academic performance niya? Kung meron siyang pinagdadaan ng health problem, ano kaya ang academic performance niya? So, think of these things. Academic performance is an example of a dependent variable. Nakasalala yon sa isang bagay. Another example of a dependent variable, going into college. Okay, the decision-making of, let's say, STEM students in pursuing a degree in college. So, saan nakasalala yung decision-making nila? Okay, nakasalalay siya sa several factors. Possibly sa family income. Possibly sa lagay ng mundo ngayon. Diba? May pandemic. Will they pursue college immediately after senior high? Now na hindi pa ganun ka okay ang situation, ang health situation, ang global pandemic, right? And so these are the things that affects the decision making. So think of this, ang independent variable, something that stands alone. Okay? Hindi siya nako-control ng outside forces. And then sa dependent forces, maraming factors na sinasandalan niya. It comes because of these things. It is an effect of these things. The dependent variable is an effect or a byproduct of your independent variables. Okay? Okay, now let's proceed to the specificness of your population and your setting. Okay, when you say population, these are the people involved in your research. Technically, your respondents. Okay, so who are your respondents? We'll just say senior high school students. you say from what strand. You can trim it down to only grade 12, grade 11. Also, for the setting part, you need to discuss or describe where will you get this population. Okay, for example, senior high school students of Muntinlupa, of Metro Manila, of Luzon, of the Philippines. So that is where you get your respondents. Determine the place or the location of your study. Next is the time. Senior high school on what year? 2016 to 2017, or the senior high school of this present time, 2020 to 2021. So you have to be specific with your population and with your setting. Again, think of these things: the people, where they come from, and the time that you are conducting your research. That is how you can be more specific with your research. Letter M, measurable. So when we say measurable, you will measure it. Lalo na now that we are doing quantitative paper. So if you are thinking of a research topic, make sure how are you going to compute it when we apply statistical treatments, diba? How are you going to compute the health status of your respondents, their family income, their sex, their age? So ano-ano yung tinatawag nating parameters. We call that parameters. So for example, your research, your dependent variable is academic performance. How are you going to measure the academic performance? Okay, I'm gonna give you examples of parameters in academic performance. Parameter is attendance. So we will categorize if the attendance is high, low, or very low. Okay, next is class participation. That is another parameter. Is this respondent always participating in class? Okay, does he submit on time? That is your class participation, right? And then if palagi siya nagsusubmit on time, if lagi siya nagpa-participate, then high ang kanyang class participation. Kapag hindi, then low. So that is a measurement. Another parameter is your summative tests. Okay, ano yung results ng exams niya? Nandun ba sa bracket na mataas, average, or mababa? Already have an idea on how to measure your variable. So, sa dependent variable, makikita mo na ito ang susukatin namin. Ito yung mga parameters or your markers na you will look into. Next is attainable. When we say attainable, it means you can do it. So again, the end of the semester will be February 2021. And today, it's November. So you only have 4 months. And with not only 4 months, but we will still have Christmas break. So think of topics or think of your population or setting. If attainable pa ba yung naiisip nyong topic. For STEM, I know that some of you want to pursue your scientific investigatory project, but due to the time constraints and some limitations, we cannot probably do that. Okay? So think how you can achieve and finish your papers on time. Letter R is for realistic. Make sure that you're doing things that are still realistic, that you can, it really happens. For example, the effect of family income to the academic performance, the effect of health status to the academic performance. So those are just, realistic examples, realistic topics that you can think of. Don't think of something that doesn't have sufficient study, or that is not relevant to your strand, something that is not yet considered or out of this world topic. So how about going to the moon, like that? So don't ever consider doing those things. Last but not the least, letter T, it means time-bounded or time-framed. So again, we only have 4 months for you to submit your research output, and in this 4 months, we still have some Christmas breaks and probably some rests and holidays. So if you have not yet started your research paper, think of how you can finish it in 4 months' time. So again, make sure that you can submit on time on February 2021. So think of something that it's easy at the same time significant to to your study and to our school. So that's it. I hope you've learned from this video, and if you still have further questions, please write it down in the comment section down below or send me a PM on my Facebook page, The Learning Mama. If you're not from STEM, then just send a message to your research teacher. But if you're a STEM student, you can send me a message. Now, here's the treat for all the STEM students watching this, 1201 to 1210. You do not need to answer your Module 3 and Module 4 activities. Again, do not answer your Module 3 and Module 4 activities. Why? Because we are looking into your research output. So start working on your research output, particularly chapter 1. Okay, have your own research topic and do your own background of the study, plus your statement of the problem. I'm gonna make another video on that. You will still answer the quizzes and the summative, and you will still submit it, but for the activities, don't do it na. Okay, so that's only for STEM. And for those of you who've answered that already, bakit? Okay, I already mentioned that do not proceed without my advice. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!